Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. Sorry for the small hiatus. I've been incapacitated for a while and I'm currently on some pretty wicked medication, but I can still provide you with some nice awesome video goodness for Monday, which is Raw. And because I'm on medication, I had to take my notes. And yeah, we're 4 weeks away from Battleground, where Seth Rollins will defend his World Heavyweight title against the Beast Incarnate, the one-man crime spree, nature's perfect predator, the walking death sentence, God's punishable sin, the humanoid disaster that is Brock Lesnar. Sure, they may have gotten over on him last Monday, but they made one small mistake. Brock's still alive, and Brock's going to kill them. So, we open up to Seth Rollins, or as I like to call it, Seth Rollins does a triple blowjob in front of thousands upon thousands of people at a live event. He talks about how J&J Security and Kane were pretty much instrumental in helping him retain his, in putting the screws to Brock Lesnar, so he rewards them with iWatches, Apple iWatches, you know, the watch iPads for your wrist, like a phone, or I don't know. I'm not interested in a thing. Don't look at me. I'm not into pads or nothing except for a little bit of gaming, but other than that, I'm not interested. So he continues to reward his boys by giving Kane an all expenses paid trip vacation to Hawaii. Wow. And Kane, of course, contemplates what small animal he wants to throw into the volcano. Be careful what you throw in there. That volcano goddess doesn't give no fucks. Anyway, J&J Security, Jay and Silent J. Keep in mind that Jamie Noble was legitimately hurt last week during that incident with Brock Lesnar. I don't know the full extent of his injuries. They say that he broke 3 of his ribs, but everyone, it's pretty real, so you won't be seeing that much out of old Jamie Noble. So he rewards J&J Security with a new Cadillac Escalade, or whatever brand that is. I'm sorry, mine's a little rattled. So we segue into our first matchup, Mark Henry versus The Big Show for the billionth time. And Miz is doing commentary. Did not care for this match, not only because I've already seen it like 1,000 different times, but this whole feud between Miz, Big Show, and Ryback for the U.S. title. I mean, for the Intercontinental title. Now, hold on. Something to drink. Now, I'm sort of okay with Ryback winning the Intercontinental title, but his feuds, this is not a good feud for him because Miz doesn't seem like a credible candidate, and Big Show just is there just because they have nothing for Big Show to do. So anyway, Miz is doing his typical Miz thing, just being an annoying fly around these two bigger guys. Big Show wins, no one cares. Then Ryback comes out, decides to get him some of the Big Show, and then Miz does a little hit and run tactic on Ryback. Ryback then says, hey, we got a match later on, but I want your ass now. So we segue into our next matchup, Miz versus Ryback. Again, I didn't care about this match. Miz walked out on it, so Ryback won by DQ. So maybe it's the meds talking, but I just did not care for this feud. I did not care for these matches. For the say that they were terrible, I just didn't care for them. Next up, Paige versus Alicia Fox. Have I already mentioned how much I hate this little storyline they have going about whether you're on Team Bella or Team Paige? Like some Twilight bullshit. And they keep bringing up the fact that Paige has betrayed everyone she's ever worked with or even considered a friend. Hello, have you seen the Divas division lately? All of them act like catty bitches. I keep using that phrase. I'm sorry, but it works. This is just some high school bullshit, and every single diva on the roster is guilty of portraying every single other diva on the roster because apparently that's just what they do because Vince and the bookers don't know how to book divas. Say this because remember Nikki and Bree's feud that was so intense and personal that Nikki even said that she hoped that Brie would die in the womb when they were together, and how she just told all these sort of secrets and shit about how nasty of a person her sister was. And then they just pretty much swept it under the rug. Remember how Stephanie McMahon made the Bellas' lives a living hell because Brie was married to Daniel Bryan, and by proxy, the focus of her wrath at the time. They swept that under the rug. This just goes to show you that outside of a few examples, there are no meaningful feuds in the Divas division as of right now. We had a meaningful one with Paige versus AJ before AJ left, but this just doesn't seem to work. I mean, all of them are guilty. There are no friendships in the Divas division. They're just bitches who want to think they can get over on other bitches. I'm sorry if you're offended by me using that word, but that's how they all act. They're acting like superficial bitches who just don't strive for anything better. Then they say give divas a chance. They're not giving themselves a chance, or the bookers are not giving themselves a chance. Now, my friend Griffoon mentioned that this might lead up to either Charlotte or Bayley coming out and joining the forces with Team Paige. But frankly, Paige, Charlotte, and Bayley are better than this shit. They are way better than this shit. Match was okay. Paige won. Don't care. Moving on. Cena comes out for his weekly United States title open challenge. And thankfully, we don't get a 10-minute long monologue about pride and honor and chances and apple pie and bald eagles and America. Nope, we just get right into the match. And who's his opponent? Kevin Owens. Yeah. So, Kevin Owens comes out, and it looks like it's going to be they're having their title match now. But Owens is like, nah, I don't think so. Not tonight. I want the belt, but not tonight. And Cena's like shocked, like, what are you talking about? Like, Cena, you're playing poker. Owens, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And you just activated your trap card. A lot of people don't realize how much skill and dedication it takes to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With all the literally hundreds of different archetypes that you could pick to play, have a deck revolve around, and how many counter tactics and adaptability you have to have in that game. But yeah, enough about that. Owens instead has his own challenger picked out for Cena, Cesaro. This was the best fucking match on the card. Easily match of the year candidate again. Say what I will about John Cena and his gimmick and his speechifying, he has put on some good quality ass matches. And this match not only shows that Cena can consistently pull off great matches, but also shows you how awesome Antonio Cesaro is. As Matty J and TWK said on the WrestleCast, why are they not pushing this guy? Seriously, a lot of old school wrestlers out there and current wrestlers who have been in the ring with Cesaro have said many, many times, why hasn't Antonio Cesaro become a multi-time world champion? He should be at the top echelon right now. But unfortunately, because the boss does not get him, he is stuck. They have nothing to do with him. They have nothing for him, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to do anything with him, which is a crime, because Antonio Cesaro is a talented motherfucker. He doesn't... Now, to say I loved him with Tyson Kidd, get well soon, but he really needs to be in the main event. Seriously. The main event is where he needs to be right now. Really. But anyway, this was a fantastic, fantastic match. I am not going to bitch too much about it. Not just because of the match itself, but because Kevin Owens is so good on commentary that he was literally owning Michael Cole and Byron Saxton and just ripping them apart. I mean, Jake the Snake Roberts would be so proud of this guy, bringing back legitimate psychology to promo work. So yeah, there was even one point where he got up because Cole made a comment that he didn't like and took a swipe at him. And then he got back down and he said, consider that a warning. If you ever say some shit like that again, I will kick your ass. But this was a nice, great matchup. The only gripe is that when Cena went for his springboard stunner, it looked sloppy as hell. I like that Cena's adding new moves to his repertoire, but he needs to polish them off more. He needs to polish them just a little bit more. So, the end comes when Cesaro goes for a big swing, and then transitions into a sharpshooter. Pretty good sharpshooter at that. Then Owens comes in, pop-up power bombs both Cesaro and Cena, and says, to you, Cesaro, anyone's going to beat Cena, it's going to be me. And to you, Cena, I'm going to beat you. And just walks off like a boss. Now, there's a lot of people out there who might not be happy with this. I personally am, because this doesn't make Cena or Cesaro look weak in any way. Because there were one of two things were going to happen. Where either Cesaro was beating Cena, which is not going to happen, or Cena was beating Cesaro, which was the more likely scenario, but it would have devalued Cesaro even more than he is now, which would be a crime. But having Owens come in there makes them both still look strong and legitimate without either of them having to do the job. It makes Kevin Owens even more of a boss than he already is. Here you go. Bray Wyatt cuts a promo about Roman Reigns. Typical stuff. Next up, we have an 8-man tag. Lucha Dragons and the Primetime Players versus the Douche Day and Bo Dallas. Them replaying also at a recent house show where Bo Dallas ran afoul of The Rock and ate a rock bottom for his trouble. This match further ascribes to my love for the WWE's tag division right now. It's deeper than it's ever been in the last couple of years, and it's more competitive than it's ever been. So I'm actually looking forward to tag team matches that have actual tag teams and not a bunch of jobbers that they put together. As I understand it, on NXT, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawlins are now a tag team. So all the luck to them. If being in a tag team can bring up your stock and do that shit, I mean, it worked wonders for both Sin Cara and Antonio Cesaro. So, good for you. Next up, Dolph and Lana come out. Lana looking beautiful as ever. And they talk about how their relationship evolved. It seems that Lana, of course, was only using him to make Rusev jealous, but she's come to really, really like him. Rusev comes hobbling out with Summer Rae. He says some stuff. Machka, mostly. And then Summer Rae starts running her mouth about how she's such a gold digger. Like, Summer Rae, haven't you been jumping from man to man since you've been on here? First was Fandango, then Damian Sandow, then The Miz before he dropped your ass for some unknown reason, and now you're with Rusev. Nice little heel moment by Dolph talking about how he'll cripple him again, but it was that. Next up, Neville versus Sheamus. Very solid matchup. Neville, once again, shows off why he belongs on the main roster and belongs as a top-tier wrestler, and Sheamus continues to be Sheamus. Sheamus wins clean, so I have no problems with it. It was a good match, nice to watch. Next up, Jack Swagger. Where the hell did you come from? Versus King Barrett. Short match, King Barrett wins, squash match all the way. Next up, main event time. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins and Kane. No disqualifications. This was a pretty solid main event. These guys have worked together a lot, and it just keeps seeing how it keeps the match fresh and innovative. For the first time in a long time, Roman Reigns actually got a unanimous cheer during this match. Nice little hard spots. You didn't see Jamie Noble do all that much because, well, he got fucked up ribs, legitimately. So there's really not much he could do offensively or defensively. So anyway, Roman Reigns gets the hot tag. He's clearing the ring. Then Bray Wyatt comes in, beats the shit out of him, leaving Dean Ambrose alone. And of course, the numbers game catches up on him. 1, 2, 3. The United Authority wins. That's what they're calling themselves now. The United Authority. Then they attempt to put Dean through the table that they brought in, but then Roman comes in, fights them all off. He gets choke slammed, he gets beaten up, put through a table, and finally pedigreed before he gets not called, before he's out cold. Then Bray Wyatt comes out, gives him Sister Abigail one more time, and we leave with him over pro Roman Reigns. And that was Raw. My thoughts? The first hour was very boring, but the second hour really picked up. But essentially, the whole show is just more filler and build up for Battleground in 4 more weeks. The match of the night was, of course, Cesaro versus Cena, even with the outside interference by Kevin Owens, with a close second being, well, a tie for close second being the 8-man tag and the no disqualification tag team main event. Everything else you can forget. But yeah, it was just a build up for Battleground, which is nice. So anyway, that's my video. Like what you see? Link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about the show? Leave them below. I'll get back to you. Want to support the channel? Click an advertisement or two. It literally takes just a second out of your day. Or if you want to donate directly, tip jar is up there. Drop $1 in the bucket. I could use it for a taco or probably some nachos. I don't know. They sell nachos now at that little taco stand. I'm not gonna eat their hamburgers because that old lady is not very clean when it comes to raw meat. But anyway, yeah, it's my video. So until next time, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good night, and you have 4 weeks left to live.